Good morning, everyone. Dr. Bill here. I wanted to take a moment to present a short video on a possible alternative to costly hiking shoes. Let me tell you what prompted this video. I had purchased a pair of very well regarded hiking shoes that ran me about $150, which for me is a pretty expensive price to pay for a hiking shoe, but it was a high quality shoe. And it turned out to be a very disappointing experience. In fact, it was the hiking shoe I used for my first 2 trips in my rim-to-rim hike in the Grand Canyon. But in reality, the hiking shoe only lasted me about maybe 225 miles of hiking. And twice the sole required me to use some goop and glue the sole back together. And the left heel cup also distorted on me. I have a very slight pronation in my left leg. And I was very unhappy that a shoe that costly would result in such a short lifespan. And so about 4 years ago, I started purchasing this hiking shoe. This is actually called the Birch hiking shoe from Big 5. And it's generally a pretty inexpensive hiking shoe. If you keep your eyes out for a sale, you can generally get this hiking shoe between $25 and $30. And generally speaking, I get between 350 and 400 miles of hiking out of one shoe. They last me an entire season. Now I'm going to show you a pair of hiking shoes that I just retired last August that I got a season and a half out of, and just take a look at the condition that they're in. Now I probably have about 400 miles on these hiking shoes, and you can see, turn around, that the bodies of these shoes are in very, very good shape. Now let me turn them over and I will show you the tread of the shoe. And if you look at the tread, you can see that the heel is fairly well worn. And the front part of the shoe is actually in pretty good shape. And you can also see that these shoes provide very excellent traction. Now I'm just going to do another little bit of a switch here. And I wanted to show you, this is the newer pair that I have. I actually left the mud on for authenticity, but this is the newer pair that I have. And these shoes now probably have about 125 miles on them. And you can see that the tread is still very good. And I think it's important for me to say that I actually hike in areas where there are a lot of rocks. There's not a lot of loamy soil where I hike. And you can see that these soles are holding up really well. But to emphasize the point and to put my money where my mouth is, these are the actual shoes. Let me turn them over for you now. These are the actual shoes that I used on my last rim-to-rim hike in the Grand Canyon. So I want to show you that these shoes are actually a pretty stiff shoe. And when you press in the back, you're getting resistance. Obviously, at $30, these are not going to be of the same quality as a $150 shoe, but they are fairly well made. Now, there are a couple of potential criticisms on this shoe that you might be interested in. Some people really prefer a waterproof shoe, and this shoe is definitely not waterproof. But the major criticism I have of this shoe is that they don't put a lot of money into the floorboard. And so really at about 100 miles, generally speaking, even a little bit less if you tend to get the shoes wet a lot, you'll have to pull out the floorboard and put in a new floorboard. Generally, I get the floorboards out of Temu, so they're really inexpensive, under $3. And I can generally get, with these replacement floorboards, somewhere around 75 to 100 miles. And so, yeah, they're a pretty good economical alternative. Now, the point I want to make is that with these shoes costing, and I actually got this pair of shoes for $25 on sale. When you think about it in terms of the value, I can get I can get 6 pair of brand new hiking shoes that will last me, let's say on average 350 miles. I can get 6 pair for the same cost as one high-end pair of hiking boots, which gives me regularly fresh pair of hiking boots. And again, I'll get a season's worth of use out of these hiking boots. And as I said before, the other pair, which is this shoe right here, I got a season and a half hiking out of this particular shoe. And I'm holding on to this shoe because I'm going to wear this shoe when I need to mow my lawn this year. But you can see that it's still in relatively good shape. A season and a half. So again, if you're only getting one season out of them, you can get 6 pair for the same price as a high-end and get a fresh set of hiking boots every year and be in the same place. So I present this for your consideration, worth looking into. Buy them on sale, and I think you'll be pretty happy with them. And if you're not, if you wind up hating them, bottom line is you're only out $25-30. So again, I hope this information was helpful to you, and I'll see you on the trail.